Citizen me. All the layers to your citizenship. Which one do you think is not related to citizenship? Being legally recognized by a nation, being a member of a community, having rights and responsibilities, or breaking all the rules? Which one is not related to citizenship? If you said breaking all the rules, you are correct. Levels of citizenship. The people we live with make up the smallest community we belong to. On your citizenship pyramid, write the people you live with right here. Our school is a community too. These are the people that we interact with outside of our homes every day. Record the name of our school in this box. You are a citizen of the city in which you live in. Record the name of our city or the town closest to us right here. Our country is made up of about 50 states and 5 territories. You are a citizen of the state where you live. Write the name of the state we live in here. You are also a citizen of your country. Write the name of the nation where we live. Go ahead and check your work to make sure you have included people you live with, the name of our school, the name of our city, the name of our state, and the name of our nation on your citizenship pyramid. Sources of rights and responsibilities. Where do you think rights and responsibilities come from? A, the president. B, police officers. C, different places depending on the level of citizenship. Or D, long documents nobody can read or understand. The correct answer is different places depending on your level of citizenship. In the United States, we are guaranteed a list of rights in our Constitution. Rights and responsibilities also comes from laws passed by the U.S. Congress. On your citizenship pyramid, under Nation, list United States Constitution and laws. Each state has its own constitution and laws that lists rights and responsibilities of the state's citizens. Record state constitution Cities usually have a city charter that tells how the city will run. It usually includes some rights and responsibilities of city citizens. Cities' laws are called ordinances, and it lists more rules that apply in the city. Most schools have a school handbook that lists the students' rights and responsibilities. At home, the adults in charge decide what your rights and responsibilities will be. Let's check your work. Our nation has U.S. Constitution and laws. At the state level, we follow the state constitution and laws. At the city level, we also follow city charter and ordinances. In our school, we follow the school handbook. And in your home, you follow the adult in charge. Now let's talk about your rights. What are rights? The things adults get to do? Privileges the president has? Electric bulbs that let you read in the dark? Or privilege or claim to something? You would need a pyramid the size of this one in Egypt to list all the rights citizens have at each level. So let's just list a few examples. At the national level, guarantees really big rights like freedom of speech, freedom to worship, and the right to a jury trial in some kinds of cases. This is listed in our United States Constitution. These rights apply to everyone living in the United States. Voting in federal elections, running for federal office, and serving on a jury are rights only for U.S. citizens. Record the rights or a couple at the national level. Remember, these rights are guaranteed from the United States Constitution. At the state level, our state constitution usually repeats many of the rights listed in the U.S. Constitution, but often they add a bit more. Your state constitution might guarantee the right to a free education or equal rights for men and women. Why do you think the U.S. Constitution doesn't guarantee the right to an education? Should it? At the city level, we have our city charter and ordinances. This gives you the right to the right to services your city provides, like sidewalks or parks. Would it be a problem if the U.S. Constitution talked about sidewalks? Why do you think? Hey, I don't see any rights in my school handbook. All I see is stuff kids aren't supposed to do. Sometimes rights are the flip side of responsibilities. So, if the handbook says you can't do something, like no wallets with chains, it is silently giving you the right to do something else. Like you have the right to bring a regular wallet. So school handbooks are usually the opposite of the U.S. Constitution because they list responsibilities instead of rights. Try out some examples of how responsibilities can silently tell you what rights are. Do not throw food in the lunchroom is silently saying you have the right to eat in the lunchroom. Students must be seated during athletic activities is silently saying you have the right to attend athletic activities. No t-shirts with inappropriate slogans is silently saying you have the right to. Rare appropriate t-shirts. Lists some rights you have in our school handbook. The adults in charge at home give you rights that only apply at home. For example, you probably have the right to eat the food they buy, and you might have the right to watch TV and play video games. Remember, these are all just examples. Check your work and make sure you have included all the rights at each level: national, state, city, school, and your home. Which rights are for everyone living in the U.S.? Freedom of speech, vote in federal elections, run for federal office, or right to a jury trial. Responsibilities. Responsibilities are things adults have to do, unpleasant activities nobody wants to do, duties to other people, the government, or to society, or chores you do after school. The adults in charge at home give you duties you are only responsible for at home. For example, you might have to sweep the floor, get groceries, or even wash the dog. Record some of your responsibilities. Well, I don't have any trouble figuring out what my responsibilities at school are. They're all listed right in the school handbook. At school, you're responsible for following the rules. You already learned that school rules usually tell you what not to do. Record some school responsibilities. City charters often contain rules kind of like a school handbook. They're laws that apply only within a city. They're called ordinances. If a city ordinance tells you not to do something, like no person may have a dog that barks at night, then you know you have a responsibility not to do that thing. Even if the ordinances just say what the punishment is. For example, there's a $50 fine for flying a kite in the park. You can still figure out you have the responsibility not to do that thing. What responsibilities do you have in your town? Paying taxes is one of the biggest responsibilities you'll find in a state constitution. For example, our state might have taxes on property that parents own, or income you earn, and even on the stuff you buy at stores. Record some state responsibilities. What do you think our state taxes are used for? The United States Constitution does not have a list of responsibilities, but that doesn't mean it's not there. The Constitution creates a government that can't work if people don't participate. Could you have a jury trial if everyone refused to do jury duty? Jury duty is a responsibility of a U.S. citizen have to others and to the government. What would happen if nobody showed up to vote? Voting is a responsibility U.S. citizens have to our society and the government. What good is voting if you have no idea what you're voting for? Staying informed is a responsibility we have as a society. Sometimes responsibilities and rights clash. What would happen if you yelled fire in a crowded theater? The responsibility to public safety comes before the right to free speech. Everyone in the U.S. has the responsibility to obey the law.